Hello and welcome back to another video. If you're new to this series, let me tell you how it works. I listen to albums throughout the week, some new ones, some older ones, and I pick the ones I want to give my opinion on and review them in this video. Remember, my opinion is mine and mine only, and you may have a different opinion, so don't take anything I say too serious. Also, thank you to W for being a partner of the channel. I'll talk about them more at the end of the video. Let's head into the first album of today's video. The first album of this video will be Care Package by Drake. This album had great production, amazing beats all around. Songs like Dreams Money Can Buy and Days in the East had great production, while the song I Get Lonely had a nice calm beat to it. My favorite song from this album definitely has to go to Club Paradise. You should definitely give this album a listen to if you haven't given it a listen to so already. Next is Dark Lane Demo Tapes by Drake. This album for sure is my favorite Drake album that I've heard so far. I enjoyed this album a lot, and when I was listening to it, the time flew. There were many songs with great flows. For example, Deep Pockets and War had amazing flow by Drake. The Future and Young Thug features on D4L fit perfectly, unlike the Cardi feature on Pain 1993. My favorite songs from this album are Chicago Freestyle and Tootsie Slide. Like I said, this is my favorite Drake album so far, and yes, I say go give it a listen. And the reason for Tootsie Slide being one of my favorite songs from this album is due to the memories that I have with that song. No, I don't have memories of me dancing this song because I never cared for it. But for those of you who don't know, this song does have an emote in Fortnite, and when that emote drops, that's when tons of stuff, what's it called? I just call back to memories from my life and stuff like that. So that's why I feel like this song had a special place in my heart. And yeah, Chicago Freestyle was also another great song. So give this album a chance if you haven't so already. I say it is 100% worth your time. Next is Drake's Honestly, Nevermind. This album had great production, and an example that can be heard on Falling Back and Sticky. There are also some good songs that had some great flow, like on Jimmy Cooks with 21 being an amazing feature on that song. I also wanted to feature that I like the way the vocals sounded on Liability. I don't know, I just want to mention that for real. And my favorite song of this album definitely goes to Massive. But yeah, that's my review for this album, and I'll see you on the next one. No, I'm not ending the video. Next is Drake's For All the Dogs Scary Hour edition. I'm sorry. This album, just like his other ones, have had great production, Next is Drake's For All the Dogs Scary Hour edition. This album, just like his other one, had great production, which an example of that is definitely on Virginia Beach. Personally, I feel like this album was heavily carried by the features, with good features for Oh, that's a typo on my part. With good features being from SZA, Bad Bunny, and surprisingly one of the better features of this album, to Yeet. There were 3 good songs that stood out to me the most, and yes, they all had a feature. I Don't Give a Fuck featuring Yeet, Slime Ya Out featuring SZA, and Gently featuring Bad Bunny. Now, let's head on to the next album. Alright, so just a quick heads up. This next album is by a smaller artist. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. Here's his name though. His name is Kanye West. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have heard this guy. The album's name is Late Registration, and well, yeah, jokes not funny. We all know who Kanye West is, and if you don't know who Kanye West is, let me tell you, welcome to Earth. I could definitely tell it's your first day here if you do not know who Kanye West is. This album is pure perfection. There's literally nothing else I can add to this other than it's pure perfection, a masterpiece. My favorites definitely were Touch the Sky featuring Loop Fiasco, Gold Digger featuring Jamie Foxx, Hey Mama, and Diamonds from Sierra bonus song. Seriously though, this album, it's perfect. There is nothing else I could say about this album. Everyone on planet Earth has already heard this album at least once. I don't know what took me so long to listen to this album. You guys will find out about me that there are a lot of artists, a lot of good albums that everyone has heard except for me. That's the whole point of this series, for me to listen to them and expose myself for being fake. But yeah, pure perfection, masterpiece, work of art, 100% on everyone's you gotta listen to once before you die list. Alright, but for real this time, this is the next and final album. This one is actually by a smaller artist. I've had to find them on on social media. I was scrolling on social media the other days and I found them. I promise you, this one's actually a small artist. And here they are. But yeah, the album is called Graduation, and this artist's name, once again, a little bit underground. His name is Kanye West, and once again, I don't know. You may have heard of him before. I'm not too sure. This album was pure perfection, right? Once again, jokes aside, Kanye West, before um, before he went a little German on us, was one of the best producers in the industry. This album was beautifully produced with some of the examples, right? These are just two picks. They're pretty much this entire album is beautifully produced. But in my opinion, the best examples of it are definitely on Everything I Am and Champion, being great examples of that. And the songs that I liked the most were Stronger, I Wonder, Flashing Lights featuring Dwell. And, it's one of those albums, once again, that has to be on everyone's, you gotta listen to before you die list. Because, bro, Kanye is one of the best. Like, current Kanye, I don't know what he's doing over there, right? I don't know, but older Kanye is definitely one of the best artists that we will ever have in our generation. But yeah, that's it for this week's episode. A lot more shorter uh, from my other episodes. And yeah, I know that there weren't any new albums from this week, and that's because I forgot to listen to any new ones. I do plan to listen to some after this video, because what's it called? Chance the Rapper did just release his comeback album, which I've only heard positive things from. And the main reason why I haven't listened to so many albums this week was because of work. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday I work in the afternoon, right? I just for some reason always forget to listen to an album in the morning. Tuesday I entered at 10 a.m. so I wasn't able to listen to anything then, and then Wednesday I entered at 12. And once again, I just don't know why I don't listen to anything in the morning before I go to work. That's on me, right? And then I was busy these past couple of days that I had off. So yeah, I wasn't able to get as many albums as I wanted to this week. But here are the honorable mentions: Certified Lover Boy by Drake and Her Loss featuring 21 and Drake. By 21 and Drake, not featuring. Fucking dumbass. But yeah, not as many albums. And for anyone who does watch my Twitch streams, even you saw I wasn't as live as I normally like to be. And if I was live, it wasn't for the amount of time I like being live for. But yeah, I'm going to try to lock in more on this coming week, but the problem with that is I'm getting a promotion at work, and my training starts, or at least should be starting this week, so I don't know. Once again, I know these smaller videos are probably way better for YouTube, way better for the algorithm, but I like my videos to be between the 15 and 20 minute mark, but obviously this video is struggling to make it to 10 minutes. But yeah, there's not much else for me to say. One thing I am promising you guys though is that the Chance the Rapper album will definitely 100% be reviewed in the next episode, right? That I have down. And because I'm doing this new thing, you guys don't care. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last episode, but I am doing a new thing where when I review albums, I write down the entire album list on paper, and then give me a second, and then I have to write one thing that stood out for me from that song. And that obviously takes a lot of time because I'm spending like 3 to 5 minutes writing down the entire album list. Then I have to write down something, and it's not taking me a lot more time to review albums, right? But which is good, because for you guys that means I'm more active. I will give you better reviews, and not like in the earlier episodes where I would just immediately finish listening to the entire album, I'd immediately write it down, and then later down the line I'm like, wait a minute, why did I like this? Or why did I hate this song? And then I forget. And unlike now where I have to write it down, I can go to, let's see, here I'm going to let me see, here, Certified Lover Boy by Drake. And for this album, the reason I didn't review it for this episode is because for over half of the songs, I just didn't like anything. I didn't like, nothing stood out to me about them. But I can tell you that N Too Deep had a good beat. That one featured Future. I can also tell you that Yeba's Heartbreak was also a good song from Certified Lover Boy. If we go to Her Loss featuring by Drake and 21, I can tell you that I like the beat switch on Red Flex, and I could also tell you that on Spin About You, it had a good flow by 21. right? Unlike before, where if I would put a song in an album in the honorable mentions, I couldn't name you one good thing about the album. And like right here, I was able to name you two things about both of the albums that I liked. But because over half of the songs didn't stand out to me, or I couldn't think of anything good or bad about them, I didn't review it. So yeah, it's just you know, allows me to be a little bit more in depth, a little bit more, remember this. Right, but here I do have three albums, right? One of them is Starline by Chance the Rapper. I'm not going to mention the other two just in case I decide not to review them, which I probably will end up reviewing these two. They're both by Kanye West. I'll just say them 808, 808s and Heartbreak and My Beautiful Dark and Twisted Fantasy, right? They'll probably be in the next episode, maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, I have a new way of reviewing music, so it's taking me a lot longer. So, hopefully next week I can bring a lot more, but I cannot promise you that. And I also want to give a quick thank you to Dubby. If you don't know what Dubby is, they are a energy drink alternative powder, way healthier for you, but it's got a lot of good vitamins for you. I don't have any on me right now because I put them away somewhere and I forgot to grab one of the cans. So the for the ad plug, but trust me, it is good. I own three of the flavors. I own the mystery one, the Japanese soda one, and the solo leveling one, the blue version. I don't know the name of that one, but yeah, that's great. And if you want to check them out, my link for the website should be down below in the description. If not, just type in w.gg and use code TrainDavid. You'll be getting yourself a discount, and you'll be supporting me out. Which, I'm not begging for it, but my only PlayStation controller is falling apart on me, so that could be help. But yeah, in all seriousness, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, in the meantime, go listen to Chance the Rapper's new album. Like I said, I've only heard positive things about them, and I'll definitely be reviewing it in the next episode, whether I like it or not. And yeah, till then, go ahead and practice your Running Man for me.